Hey, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Face Beat Friday. If this is your first time tuning in, Face Beat Friday is where I sit and I beat my face on Friday. It's in the name. So if that type of content interests you, please go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed and share this video out to someone who you think would enjoy it, because we are on the road to 5,000. That is 5,000 subscribers and I need your help. So share. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into today's video.
Stokes styling.
So for today, I got a special request to do a makeup look that is teenage girl friendly. And I'm not talking about the teenage baddies on Instagram. I mean everyday teenage girls who are just getting into makeup, who are just kind of testing things out. You don't need a whole lot of product, but you do want to kind of brighten up your look. So that's what we're going to do today. This is going to be very easy. If you're not a teenage girl and you're just a girl who likes a quick little like 5-10 minute face, this is also going to be for you. When we're thinking about doing makeup for teenage girls and young women, what we are really thinking about is enhancing their skin and the things that are already going for them. I mean, God literally wakes up and do your makeup most of the time, but we're just going to kind of enhance and do a couple tweaks. So the first thing that you want to do is start off with your skin prep. Skin prep is important. It's important to start that at an early age. So the first thing that you should be using is some sunscreen, some type of SPF. When you think of sunscreen, especially when you're young, you normally think of like, I'm going to the beach, but you are constantly being bombarded with the sun, with UV lights, with all these blue lights from you know, your laptops and the screens that we're using. So you do want to protect the skin on your face. That's going to help you age gracefully. The SPF that I am currently using is by BioElements. It's a SPF 30. You want to make sure that you're getting something that is SPF 30 or better. Another great brand, and I believe it is sold at Sephora, is Black Girl Sunscreen, and that's a great one for my chocolate girls because it does not leave a cast. A lot of times black women are weary of using sunscreen because of the gray or white cast that it can leave on your skin. So Black Girl Sunscreen is a great product to use. The next thing we're going to do is some type of moisturizing primer. The one that I am using is from Good Molecules. It is a silicone free moisturizing primer. This is great because you get the moisture that your skin is going to need, but it also primes your face so that it kind of smooths some things out, and when you do put any makeup on your face, it'll go on evenly. So we'll take a little bit of that moisturizing primer and work that in as well. As you're working in these different products, you want to make sure that you don't rush it. You allow a little bit of time for that product to soak into your skin. While that primer is soaking into my skin, the thing that I really enjoy doing is my brows. When I became a teenager, I had these really big, thick, bushy brows. I went through the early 2000s phase of like super thin brows. We don't do that anymore, thank goodness. So we really do like to embrace the thickness and the natural shape of your brow. So there are a few products that I like to use. The first product is this NYX the Brow Glue, and I have it in the color dark brown. When you're doing your brows, even if you have black hair, you don't want to put black on your brows because that can be a little bit harsh and off-putting and look really stark and fake. So even if you have black hair, using a dark brown, the darkest brown that you can find, is better than using black. And what I'm going to do is use this brow glue, and I'm going to brush my hair straight up. I know it's going to look crazy for a second, but it's okay. Work that through each of your hairs and brush that hair straight up so that you're sure that you're coating all the hair on your brows. And this is what the applicator looks like. It's like a little bristle brush, so it's the perfect thing to work through your brows. Now the reason we use brow glue is because we want to keep our brows where we place them, especially if you are someone who has a little sparseness in your brows and you have to draw them in. So next I'm going to use the NYX Fix and Fluff. This is a great brow pencil. One side of it has this really nice brush, while the other side has the actual pencil. So I'm going to take the brush side, and right on top of where I brushed those brows up, I'm just going to like pull it, and this is just creating that shape. Now that my brows are brushed up, I can kind of see where I have some sparsity, where I have like some gaps, and that's what I'm going to use this to do. I'm going to use the brow pencil to just fill in those gaps. I'm not creating like a super bold brow. I'm just filling in what's already there. When you're filling in your brows, you want to do short little sweeps. Don't just run it across. You want it to kind of mimic hair. So do short little sweeps all the way down your brow. And right there at the end, I like to use make a little bit of a point that kind of lines up with the outer edge of my eye. Lastly, I'll take that brush side again and make sure that all the hair is in place from the top. Clean that up, and that is my brow for the day. I don't have to go in with a whole lot of concealer. I don't have to go in with, you know, much of anything else. I'm just adding a little shape to what I already have. So just for the sake of showing you all what it would look like if you do need to conceal, let's say that you are in between waxes like I am. Even though I like a full brow, and this is kind of where I would stop for my brow. But let's say you do want to add a little bit of concealer. You want to get a shade that is your skin tone. You don't want anything that's your skin tone or maybe one shade lighter. You don't want anything super light because you don't want to look like you have crime scene brows or like you have a chalk outline around your brows. So I have a concealer that is my skin shade basically, and I have a nice flat brush, and I'm going to take just a little bit, and I'm not going to clean the top of my brows. I'm just going to clean the bottom of my brows right where that arch is, just to make it like a little bit more defined. So I start at the arch and then I pull it down to the front and out to the little baby tail, and that just kind of cleans it up just a little bit. Again, taking my flat brush, brushing just a little bit of concealer. I'm starting right at that arch. This is where I want my arch to be, and once I have my arch, I'll just go along the side all the way down to the tail and then bring it towards the front as well. I'm not even going to clean the top of my brows at all because I kind of brushed all that unnecessary hair out with my gel. And that's it. Take that the side of the brush that you don't have any product on and just kind of blend all that out. Nice and simple. Because you used a concealer that is essentially your shade, it doesn't look harsh. If you do need to do a little bit more blending, just in case you do, just take a little sponge and just kind of make sure that you have no harsh edges. Okay, that's it. That's it for our brows. Next, we're going to work on our face. I have some blemishes. I have a little pimple that's coming in. Pimples do not go away once you're out of your teenage years. So I'm going to take that same concealer that is my skin shade, and I'm just going to tap it on where I'm having those little flare-ups. That is what concealer is for. Yes, we are starting to see concealer being used more for highlighting and all that fun stuff, but concealer is used to conceal blemishes. I'm going to take a nice fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend that out. So you don't have to do a whole lot of foundation if if your mom doesn't allow you. I know I wasn't allowed to wear foundation until like I was maybe 16 years old, but I don't know how the girls are doing it now. But if you do have, if you're not allowed to wear foundation, but you do have a blemish that you want to cover, get a concealer that is your skin tone, and then just boom, tap it and blend it out. Now, I know a lot of people like to do the highlighting, so if you want to do highlighting, I will show you the most natural way to do it. We're going to take another concealer that is about 2 shades lighter than what you naturally are, and we're just going to place it one little tap right on the inside of your eye and one little tap right on the outside of your eye. From there, you can take a sponge, or you can take that concealer brush that we had earlier, and you're just going to, I'm doing little stippling motions, so they're like little circles, and we're just going to blend up and around our under eye. For me, this just gets rid of, you know, I have the dark circles here, and it gives me a highlighted effect. You don't have to do this, but if you do want to kind of give a little bit more glam, this is a great technique that doesn't use a lot of product, but you do still get that lifted, gorgeous under eye that everybody, like, that's all the rage. Now, anytime that you're using cream products such as concealers, you do want to go on top of them with a powder. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of lightly dust this concealer over my eyelid as well, just to even out the overall tone of my eye. Okay, I'm going to use a light yellow powder. You can use a yellow powder. I have one from Fenty, but there are some different, there are some cheaper ones. I think Milani might have one. And you can find that at Walmart. And the only reason why you use powder is because you don't want it to move. You smile, you talk, and all of this really moves around a lot, and so you use powder so that it's not moving around your face. So we're going to take a little powder puff and we're going to tap it into our powder. Now you see how much is on this sponge? You don't want to use all of that, so you're going to warm it up on the back of your hand. You're just going to press it on the back of your hand to warm it up a little bit and tap off some of the excess, and then once you have it kind of tapped off, you're just going to take little semicircles or little circles around your eye, tapping that powder puff in. That's it. I'm going to do the pick up some of that excess powder and do the same thing on the other eye. Now I like to do a little bit of blush. I think blush is one of the best things. That was one of the first face products that I fell in love with as a teenager. I didn't love foundation, but I absolutely loved blush. And so we're going to do a little bit of blush today. I have really been into cream blushes because they look very natural. And I'm going to use this purple one from Rare Beauty. It is in the color Faith. And what I'm going to do is take a couple of taps just right on the tops of my cheeks. So these are the apples of my cheeks. I'm not going to put it on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to put it right on where my cheeks are lifted up. And just a couple little taps. And then I'm going to take my blush brush and make little circles, bringing it all the way down to where the apples of my cheeks are, back up to where I ended that tap. And I'm doing this nice and lightly. You see that? And that just blends it all in just a little bit. Awesome. Now, if you are someone who is ready to use foundation, you don't need anything that is super heavy. Honestly, as with young skin, the only thing you really need is maybe a CC cream or a tinted moisturizer. You do not need a lot, or just a little bit of face powder. So I'm going to show you some different things that you can use. You don't have to use all of these things, but this is if you do want to like glam up just a little bit more, but not too much. Because again, when you are young and putting on makeup, you're not trying to cover up your whole face. You're just enhancing what you have. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Fenty Ease Drops. This is the skin tint. And I have the color 21, and I'm just going to take 3 swipes. So one on each side of my cheeks, one on my forehead. I'm going to take a foundation brush, and I'm going to do those circles starting down here on the bottom of my cheeks, Not going over what I've already done, just blending really down here on the bottom of my face. Then I'm going to go and blend on the top of my face up here. You see I have a very light amount. You can barely even see, it's just enough. And then once I have it around the perimeter of my face, then I bring it down my nose. You want to do your nose last with just what's left over, because a lot of times we oil up on our nose and separate again all those lines and stuff. It separates here, so you don't want to put too much product. The more product you put, the more it separates. So now I'm going over my nose, and then lastly I'm going over where I've done my concealer and blush. The last thing that we're going to do for our face is a little bit of bronzer. Bronzer brings warmth to your face. It makes your face feel happy. I'm using a powder bronzer, but you can also use a cream bronzer. Either way, you want to we're going to take a little bit of a thicker brush. We don't want anything that's super heavy, and you don't have to go heavy with it. We're going to do little circles, and right here on the hollows. So if you go like this, that's the hollows of your cheeks. If you do the fish face, it's the hollows of your cheeks. That's where we're going to put the bronzer, and we're going to put it across our forehead. That's where we really want to bring that warmth into our face. Especially me in this 5 head, I gotta bring that warmth up in here. I also really enjoy using bronzer as a substitute for eyeshadow. We're not going to do a super big eyeshadow look today because I want this to be something very natural, you guys, and something quick that you can do. So I'm going to take that bronzer again, and I'm just going to swipe it along the center of my eye, just to add a little bit more warmth back into my eyes as well. Swipe it along the lid and the center of my eye. I'm going to take this highlighter. This is a little shimmery highlighter, and I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to swipe that on my lid, bring it all the way into the inner corner. Again, we're not doing a whole lot of eyeshadow. I'm just kind of touching up right here. So I'm just going to swipe that on my lid just to give me a little highlightation. And if you want some highlight on your cheek, you can tap it right up here in your cheek as well. Next, for my eyes, we're going to add some liner. I personally love a nice black liner, or you can use a dark brown if you want it to be not a super harsh look. I love black liner personally. We're going to take that powder puff that we had before and use that to pull our lid down. And you're going to try to get as close up onto your waterline as possible for your under eye. For the top of our line, we don't want a thick line. I don't think I'm going to do a wing for you today. I'm just going to show you just right there where your lashes start, right on the outside. You're going to bring that liner in. Bring it as close to your lashes as you can get it. We don't want a super thick line. We just want to outline the shape of our eye. So almost try to like line on top of your eyelashes. The closer you can get to your eyelashes, the better. We're almost done, but because we did put that tinted moisturizer on our face, we do need to set it. So I'm just going to use a little bit of setting spray. It feels really good. It helps everything to settle down. Now remember, I was telling you before, if you want, you can use powder. Now would be the time. If you wanted to, you could still use a little bit of powder. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm going to show you that this is the Mented setting powder that I love to use. This is in the color medium deep, so it's a color very similar to my face. And well, I'll just show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. And if you wanted to just kind of dust your face with it, just to kind of get any shine. So if you're someone who has oily skin, using a powder would be perfect for you, especially in those places where you get oily, just to kind of lightly wipe it around your face. As you can see, just very light. Final steps is a little bit of mascara. I love to do multiple coats of mascara because you don't need false lashes. I think false lashes are gorgeous, but if you do enough coats of mascara, baby, you can look like you got some Kiss Wispies on. So when you're putting your mascara on, you want to start at the base and wiggle all the way up your eyelash. and that's going to help to separate them and to fluff them. If you are someone who has very short lashes, find you a mascara that says that it's lengthening. If you're someone who has thin lashes, find you a mascara that has a lot of volume. So that is one coat. I'll do one coat on this lash, then I'll move over to the other lash. If you're going to be doing multiple coats, you want to move kind of fast. You don't want to wait until a coat of mascara is completely dry and then try to go in with another coat, because then you get clumps and it looks crazy. So you want to move a little bit fast when you're going in between your coats. When you're getting into the inner part of your eye, those little lashes that are right there on the inside, turn your wand vertically and pull up that way. That way you can kind of get into those little ones. You see how those, you see those coats? Come on, coats. And this is my last coat, just one more quick little coating. If you want to do bottom mascara, you can. Just make sure you look up, give them that really silly face, and tap. You're not even going to do all the rubbing and stuff because you don't want to have a raccoon eye. You're just going to tap along the bottom lashes, and it's just enough to pick up a little bit of mascara. So let's do that. And lastly, we're going to do our lips, and all you need for your lips is a little bit of liner and gloss. So I'm using a brown lip liner, and just, so I like to like pull my lips nice and pull them, smile, do like a nice little fake smile, and go along your lip line. So right where your lip gets a little bit darker, just mimic that. And in the top, if you want, I like to draw like a little heart. So I kind of go there and then go on the other side, and it's like drawing a heart. And now we're just going to do a little bit of gloss. I'm going to do the Fenty Cream Gloss Bomb in the color Mauve Wives. And I'm just going to tap it on my lower lip. And mwah, mwah. I don't know, I feel like this is a little pink. I'm gonna add, I have a little red, a little gloss that has a little bit of a red to it. This is by Luna Magic. Just a little bit of red, I'm gonna add that as well. Just cause it's a little pinkier than I wanna be today. There, just tone it down just a little. Remember, when you are doing makeup, you are not trying to change who you are. You are trying to enhance who you already are, and you are already beautiful. Go ahead, try some different things out. If y'all want to learn some more things about makeup, please do not hesitate to check out some of my other playlists where I go through all types of fun looks, from colorful eyeshadow looks to those full glam looks, if that is what you're looking for. This is a great place to start, and I'm glad that I was able to show you some tricks, some tips, and something to enhance your natural beauty. If you are new to makeup, so you do not want to necessarily go out and buy every product that I had, but you do want some product recommendations, I'll make sure that I leave a link in the description box to my Amazon storefront. There you'll be able to find all the products that you would need to create a face similar to mine with ease. And if you want to just shop from there, it'll be so easy for you. Again, you don't have to do all of these steps, but I did want to show you some options for most steps if you are into like a very light, minimal, natural beauty shining through face. Everything does not have to be a full face. Everything does not have to be Instagram ready. This is a perfect face for just every day. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to B Stokes Styling across all platforms, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Go ahead and visit my website, www.bsssu.com, if you want to learn more about all that's happening over here at Stokes Styling. From our custom wigs to our custom merch, you do not want to miss it, or grab your free gift. Also, please don't forget to join my Go Without Glue course, where I teach women suffering from alopecia how to choose, install, and maintain their wigs without glue and with ease. To everyone else, don't forget to follow me on all socials, links in the D box. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.